do something, and we need to do it quick here. It's time to take some real action. I'm angry about the attempted destruction of the unions, which is actually just going to make them stronger. And that's what we need here. We need the unions to save the middle class. It's about time.
I'm a professional that was in the private sector for 15 years. I came to the public sector 10 years ago as an engineer in management for the state of Wisconsin, and we manage a lot of the construction across the state. And my pay is not kept up with private. I'm considering going back to private just because my wages are far below what I could expect to get in private business. They're cutting more benefits. It's not going to be worth it for me to work for government anymore, and that's really a shame because the taxpayers need people that are quality and that can save tax dollars.
Ohio represents the 5 o'clock rally over here.
I think it's unfair how he's just trying to take away people's right to collectively bargain.
You know, personally, I'm going to be a union member, and if they choose not to, under this new law, they will be able to do that. Otherwise, you know, if they don't want to be part of it, that's their personal choice. I'm not going to harbor anything against them. I personally will be a union member.
If you have a company and half of them are in the union and the other half are not, the people that are paying the dues and doing all the work are getting the benefits, and the people that are not paying the dues and not doing any of the work are getting the same benefits, and so are the people that are not in the union down the street, or in the company down the street that's not in a union. So unless you have the unions and all the people are in the union and paying the dues, then the union is not as strong as it was. So it's got to be a cooperation of all the people.
Well, then it's not really fair to the union members to pay dues, you know, if the non-union members aren't paying, because they'd be riding on their coattails and riding on their organization and their, you know, their collective bargaining.
It does create a situation, and all but for police and fire, the right for union members to say, I don't want to pay the union dues. And as a Republican, I've heard that complaint for years from school teachers, other government employees who say, look, I don't like my union. I hate that every month I look at my paycheck and see union dues coming out. I think finally these people are going to get their wish. Oh, I think there's no question the union leadership is trying to bamboozle some of the union workers into thinking that this bill is bad for them, or at least worse for them than they would think.
They're telling public employees you got to tighten your belt. They're telling auto workers you got to tighten your belt. Well, they're getting bad, as you can imagine, on their billions of dollars of cash. And where did they get that cash? They got it from us, sisters and brothers, and now they're using it. They're using it in order to increase their pile by attacking unions. That's exactly what's going on here, sisters and brothers. The rich are amassing money off of our backs from our government and using it to fund an anti-union campaign. So we say, in a way it's simple. In order to stop the budget cuts, we've got to raise the demand of taxing the rich. Or we should raise the demand of taxing the rich. And we got a petition campaign here.
Dude, you gotta be.
Stop the budget cuts and tax the rich. Taxing the rich is the only solution to our predicament right now. They've got the money. We gave it to them in the bailout. They take it from us every day.
Nationalized banks.
And now they're using their billions of dollars to lay people off and to fund anti-union campaigns. It's time to say no to that. It's time to stand together, sign the petition to stop budget cuts, tax the rich.
This is really about jobs. It's not about you know, people having the right to collective bargain. It's about jobs. It's about 9% unemployment rate in Wisconsin, what actually would be twice as many probably as the people you see out here today. People who need to feed their families, people who've been out of work for a long time, not just a few months, years.
That's what I think his perspective is, pretty much. You know, I don't know how anyone can vote those people in. It's incredible.
I lost my self-employed job of 20 years. The economy took it away. What do? Do I whine and cry about my rights? No. I go out and I start another business. That's my responsibility to be a part of supporting my family and be a significant part of contributing to my community. Now, when I did have a carpentry job, I was self-employed as a carpenter. When I went and did a job, did I have a right to expect that 12 neighbors down the street are going to contribute to a retirement fund for me? No, that's my responsibility. I don't go around crying to my neighbors. I cannot support what these people want. I can't have it for myself.
But I mean, there's some real hatred on them signs and some serious stuff that could really cause, you know, riotous action, I think. You know, could really spark somebody off. You get one lunatic from this side, one lunatic from the other side. All they gotta do is find each other in that crowd and it's on like Donkey Kong. The majority of the people that I'm seeing out here are just trying to villainize someone that was voted in to do something that the people wanted to do.
There are workers who are very
with Walker. Yeah, good thing.
Senator, drop the coke addiction.
Whatever are they?
want to say that without the unions, that most of the people in this country would not have the benefits that they have. They wouldn't have weekends. They wouldn't have 40-hour work weeks. They wouldn't have 15-minute breaks, hour lunches. They would have no safety regulations. And I think that if you took unions, trying to bust the public employees unions first, and then they're going to go to the other unions, and then the whole thing is to try to bust unions. And then the Democrats will have no power left, and that's the only political power that the Democrats have right now is with the unions.
We need to create a better business infrastructure so we can create more jobs so we do get more tax money coming in. Instead of having the businesses leave and then tax everybody else higher to pay for the people who can't find a job.
I'm an employee with the Department of Corrections, a state employee. I'm being forced to pay union dues for something I don't support. Hopefully Walker will stick firm to what he's saying and drop that.